Yep. Intro.
Okay.
Sorry.
Can I be 13?
Just make
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Six Pack Lab. I'm your host, Jonny Catanzano. In today's episode number 10 of the Six Pack Lab, we have a very special guest, Mr. Vaughn of athletictuneup.com. Glad to have you, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for making the long trip from down the street.
Man, that's far, dude.
About what, like mile and a half, 2 miles?
Something like that.
We're both here in Austin, Texas, of course. Now, in today's episode, we're going to start off with the interview with Ron. He's the owner of athletictuneup.com and a licensed massage therapist, among other things. Then we're going to move on to the latest in health news, talk about some gym fails to fixes. Hopefully, we're going to give some guys some tips on how to start exercising properly, especially with you here to help.
No, is there enough time?
Then we're going to go to Throwback Thursday and then finish things off with our rapid fire round, one of my favorite parts.
Best part.
Best part. As always, we got Ray J on the ones and twos. Ray.
What's up, man?
Glad to have you, man.
Hello, Ray.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Always on the mixer board, just doing magic.
Just trying.
Just
That's all I
magic.
can do, just try.
Well, let's get right into the meat and potatoes here today with our interview, Ron. So you're a licensed massage therapist. So essentially that you're there to help fix people, make them feel better, make pain go away, fix muscles, that sort of thing, correct?
Right.
Okay. So let's just get right into it. What percentage of people that have basic surgery on their knee, shoulder, wrist, ankle, do you think honestly could be avoided? Like they probably realistically didn't need surgery. What percentage would you say off the top of your head?
I'm going to say, and this is without like an actual injury, like, getting hit or falling. Or
And that's what I mean. Like a surgery, I mean, like not a car wreck or not like the doctor's like, you have no cartilage left in your knee. I'm talking like you have pain in your shoulder for a while or knee or your wrist, and then you're going to the doctor and they're like, they recommend surgery. What percentage of those people do you think could be avoided?
I'll say about 95.
Wow. 95%.
Right.
Okay.
Especially if you catch it early. If
Correct.
you catch it early, it's probably like a little higher. Just
Okay.
because all that wear and tear, that's what makes it where you need to have surgery.
Right. Okay. So that's very, very interesting to me because obviously with surgery, there's so many thoughts that go into your head is if you're the individual am I ever going to be the same? Am I, even though it might make the pain go away, am I going to uncover other pain from the surgery? And then let's not even get started with the money aspect of it.
Right.
Do you feel that perhaps doctors and surgeons maybe push surgery a little too much on people that could potentially avoid it altogether because of the money?
I think there's some out there, but I think most of it is just their training.
Right.
They're only specialized. This is how we fix it. They don't, from what I understand from the doctors I've met, they don't see the whole picture. It is like, you have cartilage damage. We need to fix that.
Okay. So instead of maybe trying to find the root of how was the cartilage damage caused, they just go, okay, well, there's this issue, and we typically fix this with surgery.
Yeah.
And
then they get to the point where it's like, oh, we've seen this before. You have pain, before the damage is there. Like, oh, this is what's going to have to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, that's just what they know. They don't, there's no spectrum. Like I have to look at the whole spectrum of the body, like what caused it and all this. Yeah.
Okay. And that's typically what you do. So when somebody comes in to let's say I'm, Steve, and I come in and I've got a shoulder that's been hurting me for a year. And my name's Steve, and I can't lift my shoulder over my head without pinching pain and that sort of thing. Steve has gone to the doctor. Steve's had an MRI, and Steve's doctor is like, yeah, we could go in there and scope that and clean that out, make you feel better.
Right. It released, the clavicle so your nerve can slide through. I'm like,
okay.
It's all muscle related.
And how would you address Steve? Let's say he went in for that, got the consultation at the doctor, and he's like, you know what, I'm a little worried about this, and he comes to you.
Steve, sorry, we're gonna be good friends, Steve.
How do you address the situation?
Well, just kind of first of all, just say, Steve, what's the pain? What's the problem? Where's it hurt? How long has it been going on? What have you been doing? Try to find out their habits. Like, what are they overusing? Is it the mouse arm? Are they always like?
What's the mouse arm?
The mouse arm. When you have a mouse on the computer, you're doing this, and you're locked in. Oops, excuse me. Mm-hmm. Am I still there? Okay.
Yeah, you're still good.
Yeah. So, and then eventually you kind of go forward and forward and forward, and so
Mouse
you're there
arm.
for like, I don't know, 6 to 8 hours.
Every day.
Every day.
At your job. 5 days a week.
Yeah. And then you want to go try to do some CrossFit.
Okay.
So you're like, you're ripping all that tissue, and you've been like this all day. So you try to find habits, and if they're an athlete, yeah, you're gonna have some pain because you're like doing the same thing all day long. So
Okay.
But yeah, I'll just kind of address it and see where the pain is, and then try to trace it back to where what muscles are being overused.
And that's the first thing I noticed that when I would come to you, because I've seen a lot of LMTs over the years, is that when I would come to you and I would say, okay, Ron, my chest is hurting or my chest is super tight.
Yeah.
You actually maybe first don't even touch my chest. You're actually looking at my back and my shoulder and my trap and that sort of thing, which from the get-go I found interesting, but I also, you got me immediate relief.
Yeah.
So I guess that's kind of proves the point that you have to find the origin of the issue.
Origin and insertion of the muscle.
Now, do you think there's people that get surgery that, let's say it's just damaged cartilage or whatever, that get it done, but they still haven't addressed the origin issue, that they're still going to have pain?
Yes.
A lot of that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Especially,
so you just spent, let's say your deductible, you're on a family medical plan, you just probably dropped $5,000 on the deductible to get the surgery on, if you have insurance. If you have insurance. So you just dropped $5,000, and then you're about 4 to 6 weeks post-op in rehab, and you're like, wow, that still hurts.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's those type of people help keep you in business, or those are the people that you help a lot.
Yeah, and is this so? What I do is a little more. I'd say it's advanced pretty much, because it's like a lot of people don't get it or do what I do, and it's kind of like it's so beneficial, because it's not like, I don't know, it's not just the basic just rubbing on people. You're actually like, I'm actually kind of dissecting you. Right?
And what is, now that we're talking about it, what is the main differences between you and your average LMT, somebody that's like a massage envy or something, you know what I mean?
Well, no comparison. No. No, it's very interesting. I guess we can go into it. You want to go into it now?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Doing this now?
We're doing this now, baby.
We're doing this now.
We're in the SixpackLab. Shit always changes in here.
All right.
Let's go.
So when I first started, it was kind of like, I was doing massage, but I was also going to school for exercise sports science.
Okay.
So my degree's in sports science.
Okay.
So in class, we had physiology, exercise phys, breaking down the body, like how, if a pitcher is trying to throw the ball, where, the movement is, and all the
mechanics,
right? Yeah. And so I was like, that's pretty cool. So I used to break that down. We had projects. And then when I was going to massage school, I was like, that muscle can't move. If I release that muscle, this pitcher can get his arm even further back and get more, movement, range of motion. And so I kind of started from there. And so just kind of working with that. And over the years, so I had a couple of trainers I used to work with at there's a place called Cats, and I used to go to their house every Sunday, like for like a year. When I Sunday night football, whatever. But I'd work on both of them and just practice like my theories, like, hey, if I do this, would this work? And they're like, yeah. And so I just kind of developed this. I don't know if it's a technique. It was more like a knowledge. I don't know what it is, but anyway.
System.
You got the Ron Vaughn way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, and then it just kind of grew from there, and people were like, yeah, you're doing it good. We like what you're doing, just because it's not the same as like rubbing on the bone, and I'm not actually like, I'm kind of deboning a chicken almost.
Right.
Because I'm looking for like where the muscle attaches, the origin insertion, and working on that. Because a lot of the people, therapists now, what they're teaching, it's myofascial release. They're talking about the belly of the muscle. And, if you think about it, okay, the belly of the muscle is usually fine.
Right.
That's where the blood is.
Right.
At the attachments, it's white if you look at the pictures.
Correct.
And that's because there's not much.
Very little blood flow.
Yeah. And so that's what gets stuck. So you're like, and so you release the bicep from here to here, and then the belly is fine.
Right.
It's kind of like, I actually explained to some of my students, I'm like, it's like remember Jose?
Yeah.
He's a violinist?
Mm-hmm.
I said, it's like playing a violin.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you can play the violin all day, and eventually it loosens up. Eventually.
Yeah.
Right? But you have to tune it.
Right.
Where do you tune it?
Right.
At the neck and at the bridge.
Right.
Right? And so that's what kind of explained it. That's how I kind of work with the body. Like,
so Jose was one of his proteges. Ron, you actually train people as well. You're actually certified to do that as well.
I am.
So that's the difference. You're not just doing little voodoo hoodoo.
That's right.
So that's great. How long you been training people for that?
You know,
for your is it? Are you specifically training for your type, your
yes.
system?
Yes,
Okay.
my system. Yeah, I've been training people. I think since it's been a long time. Like, what year is this?
We're 2019.
It's been 10 years plus.
Wow, 10 years of training.
Yeah, I haven't like pushed it just because it's not. People are still trying to. You got to find the right person.
Right.
You can't just get any massage therapist because they think they know it all and then they don't know the anatomy, and that's the part, the anatomy and physiology.
It's completely different.
Because you have to teach them that. It's
Right.
like, you know, they're like, oh yeah, I know what you're doing here. No, it's not just. You got to have the touch.
Yeah.
You know.
You'll go to a lot of massage therapists and they'll just immediately start hammering on the issue.
They're like,
It's like, you gotta take me to seafood dinner first, homeboy.
You're
You
like,
know,
ow.
why don't you chill out? So Ron does it a little bit differently, and that's really what kind of piqued my interest because I'd seen so many people, and the fact that I got by a landslide some of the most relief from Ron. Now, for some of you sitting at home that have worked on me, I'm not saying that you didn't do a good job. I'm just saying Ron
but
does.
no one's gonna touch him like I do.
He took me to the seafood dinner first. So what would you say are some of the most common injuries, imbalances, areas of pain that you see from the general public?
Oh man, it's all over for me now. I mean, is this because I see so many different types of athletes and people? Is this I don't have one.
Well, let's rule out the athletes. Let's say your average just amateur gym goer, desk jockey.
Desk jockey.
Yep.
Okay, desk jockey. That's probably easiest. Usually lower back and shoulders, like back or like this.
Lower back from sitting all the time.
Sitting all the time.
Rounded shoulders and extended arms from typing and being on the computer all the time, correct?
Sedentary jobs.
Okay. So a lot of you sitting at home, they're like, man, that's me. I sit at the desk all day and my back kills me.
Sitting is the new smoking.
Is sitting is the new smoking? I like
Yes.
that. You're right. It's just slowly killing you.
Yeah.
So, but the good news is, guys, is it through LMT, through somebody like Ron, through corrective exercise, through stretching and release and that sort of thing, it's fixable. And without a scalpel.
That's right.
All right. So,
The name of my book, Surgery Without a Scalpel.
so Ron, have you finished it yet?
Not yet.
Okay. He's working on a book, Surgery Without a Scalpel. Now, what are some of the common injuries you see in athletes?
It depends on which sport.
Let's say CrossFitters.
CrossFitters, yes.
I know you see a lot of those.
Yeah, I love those guys. Keep me in business. But they're really good. I like
Is it mostly shoulder stuff for them?
shoulders and back.
Shoulders and back,
'Cause,
really?
Yeah. So you got to remember, like CrossFitters, they do a lot of pull-ups,
Overhead.
deadlifts, right? So that's a lot of the lats. The lat comes from your arm here all the way down to your
To your
sacrum,
tailbone.
yeah. And so they're constantly pulling and doing those freaking, what do you call those? Hummingbirds.
Half-ass pull-ups.
Hummingbirds.
I mean, kips, just kidding.
Yeah, kips.
It's all lighthorted fun here in the Six-Pack Lab. I love
right.
CrossFit.
So do I.
Yeah. So shoulders and back for
Yeah.
CrossFitters.
And then what's things about CrossFit is like, it's supposed to be Olympic lifting. They turn it into powerlifting.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, you're missing the whole point.
Yeah.
It's like, so they're like a straight leg deadlift. You can't do that. You look at the strong guys, they have perfect form. They bend their knees. They bend, straight. They're not out wide.
Yeah.
They're not sumo.
Well, what they do is they take every single exercise and then make it like this. You have to do this many reps in extreme weight in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is, I get it, but it's risky.
Yeah.
It really
but
is.
if you do it correctly, you can do it.
Yeah.
And I talked to the great Mark Hindering. I'm like, Mark, what do you think about these? He goes, they're cheating the form, cheating the, like a bench press. People who like arch the back and stuff, that's the new thing in powerlifting.
That's
You're cheating.
You're reducing the range of motion.
Yeah,
is what it
you're
is.
cheating the concept.
Correct.
Yeah, you're not.
100%.
It's not. You're supposed to.
I'm sure there's people like powerlifters at home. They're going to roast us for that comment, but literally, I see these extreme arches, like where people just extreme arch, and it's just all it does is it reduces because your arms are super out wide, and then if you're looking like if your arms are out this wide, the bar only has to travel this much. Versus if your back's on the bench the way it should be and your arms are more in the anatomical position where they should be to actually use your chest, your range of motion is a lot further.
You probably risk straining something too, right?
And okay, so thinking about it this way, Tuve and what's that Aaron Jones guy doing the bench press, and then Artuve's arm is this big. He's gonna be like
Who?
Altuve. What's his name?
Altuve, the baseball
Altuve,
player.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jose
Imagine
Altuve.
him doing it. He'd be like this.
Yep.
And then Aaron Jones would be like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
it's like, anyway.
Yeah, he's like 5'5".
Yeah.
What would you say is maybe one of the most severe issues that somebody came to you with, and you're almost at the point where like, dude, you need to go to the doctor?
There's the feet, plantar fasciitis is bad, ankle mobility, back. I've had a lot, man.
Yeah.
I have a lot of stories.
What about like triathletes, like runners, cyclists? What do you see common in them? Is it mostly knees, ankles?
Knees, man.
Knees, yeah. Impact?
Well,
Or just
impact.
running and cycling for extended durations and hardly stretching and recovering?
Well, so like I had this one triathlete. He trained in Hawaii for a year, and he came back, and his knee was locked up. We tried to figure out what was going on. It was knee and hip.
Uh-huh.
It's like, oh, he was running on the Cambrian, like on the the slope of the road.
Uh-huh.
He was training and running that way the whole time.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, and so he was like off, and so I had to like break it down and get his quad moving and all this.
That's like a long time.
Yeah, and he was like, oh, I feel much better, of course, because you're not running on the slope anymore.
Yeah. So what is maybe some of the most drastic changes you've seen from a client, either in a short term or a long term?
Just like, well, for instance, like a plantar fasciitis is getting people to actually walk again with no pain.
So you get people in there that can hardly walk.
Yeah, because a lot of times it's not plantar fasciitis. A lot of times it's just the ankles are just freaking locked up in the calf, and you got to get that moving, and the foot's not opening up, and you get that working. You're like, oh, I can actually walk. I said, yeah.
What typically would cause that? Overuse?
Inflammation and stuff like that?
So a lot of times it's like, it could be like if you cross your legs at the desk, or if you sit kind of weird.
Wear high heels all the time?
Wear high heels all the time.
Ladies.
You know, hey,
Maria?
keeps me in business. Keep me in business.
Maria's got flats on. She's smart.
She's good today.
Yeah, it just,
today.
they could. You had a sprained ankle one time. The biggest problem is I think they don't have good running technique when they run. They don't, their foot is not flowing.
There
is not
is
opening.
proper running technique. I
Yeah.
hope everybody understands that. And you can, if you just go to the gym and just listen for a minute, you can literally hear how horrible. And I'm not being mean. I'm just like, a lot of people have really, really bad running technique. You can hear them either slamming their heel
on the treadmill.
That's what I'm saying. On the treadmill, slamming down like a 2-part run, or you'll hear them. I heard a guy was, it sounded like I was at a basketball game. Squeak, 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 squeak. And I was like, I wanted to go tell the guy, I was like, bro, you are going to pay for that in no time. But you really, really want your feet to pretty much land under you as much as possible and on your toe and have a natural gait, right?
Like the balls of your foot, like, okay, there's the ball of your foot. I use my hand as for instance, but there's the balls of your foot. You go upward, that's towards the toes.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to hit that part. You want to hit the part right below it.
Right.
Because that's where you're pushing off. That's where your power comes in.
Correct. And you don't necessarily want a gigantic heel strike right before that. Yes.
So the heel strike thing, see, that's so.
I'm glad I brought this up.
Yeah.
Tell us how you really feel, Ron.
Well,
The Six-Pack Lab.
Everybody's like, I saw this on the internet. You should heel toe. You should toes only. You should, mid strike. I'm like, okay. So I've worked with a lot of physical therapists, so I'm kind of, I don't have I have a lot of experience in this, but anyway, the faster you run, the more on the toes you're going to be, right?
Correct.
You can't run on your heels the whole time.
Not in a sprint.
And if you're running
slow as shit.
and if you're running slow, you can't run on your toes the whole time.
No, or else you're not running correctly.
Yeah, it's kind of like, if you're in the outfield, you run on your toes because the ball won't shake. But
Right.
but you have to this has to come natural. And then your hips, you got to remember too, like when you're running, you're sitting all day, your hips are all sitting this way. Your hips, you got to control your hips, and you got to, man, it's.
You're going to be in business for a while, aren't you?
Dude, it's. Yeah. Yeah, it's very fun, and then I like to help people. But like I said, they're like, I saw this on the internet. I'm like, okay, but you gotta get to that. There's a certain point to get to that point. You can't just start there.
You can't just go right there.
Yeah.
So you've worked on some pretty cool people over the years, like Olympians. Can you give us a rundown of the type of athlete, the type of person you've worked on over the years? Professional athletes, like who?
This is where I do name dropping.
Yeah. If you're allowed to.
I'm allowed to. Yeah. So let's see. Mark Henry, already mentioned him. He's my
World's strongest man, WWE superstar,
That's right.
Future six-pack
Olympic
podcast.
gold medalist. Yeah, Mark, we're gonna have you in here soon, brother.
Yeah. He's the biggest client.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. There's this guy named Jonny Cat something I know or something.
Who? What's his?
He won some medal or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
He's got something else.
Oh, yeah, that's me. Yeah, you do work on
This
me.
guy.
Yeah, I'm that D-list. I'm on the D-list celebrity. Little douche. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, you're still on my
Just
list
kidding.
though. It's all good.
Nah, I'm a local lore. Little local legend.
Yeah.
But I did happen to win something this past weekend in case the camera caught it.
Yeah.
So, but I do attribute a lot of my being able in bodybuilding and especially classic physique. You cannot be stiff. Like bodybuilding, like when you're trying to be as big as possible, you can be a little stiff. But in classic physique, it's about art and it's about posing. And I literally attribute a lot of my being less stiff over the last year and working on that to my muscles functioning and working properly and being able to activate everything. Additionally, when you're flexing on stage, like just was like a month ago, I couldn't even activate my lower lat. Remember that one? And I had to come in there and you worked on it.
Body sculpting.
Body sculpting. And you literally, he can take before and after pictures and you can see my musculature just being like, it almost looks like I'm not able to really contract it fully.
Right.
And then after he works it up, gets the blood flowing in, gets the fascia loosened, you can literally see the difference.
Tune up the violin.
Tuning up the violin. So, but anyway, so I ended up winning first place in my class, and then I won the overall Classic Physique Championship.
Talk about it.
I'll talk about it at the San Antonio Classic. So it's a national qualifier, and then, I'll take some time off, and next year I'll probably go to the national stage. And I've been looking to compete for a pro card for a long time. I was in a different division previously, so men's physique, were the board shorts and that. I did that years ago. So I've already been to national shows. I know what it takes. I've placed top 5 in a national show, which is a pro qualifying show. You have to either place first or second or win or whatever. So Ron's making sure his logo's in the shot. But, it's at the point now where I'm close. But, I've got a few things to work on, but I'll be back on stage next year, hopefully representing Six-Pack for a pro card at some point.
Yeah, because, if I can touch Monica Brandt, then it rubs off on you.
Exactly. So Monica's another famous client of his. She was the fitness female of the 80s and 90s and the early 2000s. So hopefully we'll be bringing her in for the podcast soon.
Yeah.
But you also work on the woman, the fastest on a bike or something?
Oh, yeah, Denise, man. She's like the fastest human.
On a bicycle.
Yeah,
it's like 200 miles an hour or something.
187.
Yeah, I saw the video.
Yeah,
it's
you
pretty
should look it
wild.
up, man. Denise,
what's her
Kendrick, just look for the fastest land speed bike. And so
Denise,
but they're like out in the salt flats, and they like tow her behind a car or something.
Yeah.
And then they get her up to speed, and then she has to maintain that speed
Is
for
that it
like.
there? Wait, let me. I think we got a little ad action.
Denise, yeah, there
Yes.
it is. Yeah, that's it right
That's
there.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
Denise.
there she's pedaling, getting her up to speed.
And then they let her go, and she has to maintain
maintain
them
it,
for
right?
a whole mile.
A mile.
Yeah, the speed for a mile.
She's got some
183.
some marbles.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And she's trying to do another record too, like in a little small car she was trying to do recently.
Where is that?
That's crazy.
That's at the salt.
Bonneville Salt Flats,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Out west.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's where they usually do that sort of speed record stuff. Wow. But anyways, Ron works on her.
Yeah.
So Ron
In
works
San
on
Diego,
some-
when I go to California, I see her. Yeah.
So you travel and work on people too. You were actually just out.
Yeah.
Where were you?
Yes, I was in California.
Okay.
This thing called the Challenge Athlete Foundation.
Okay.
So what they do, they raise money for challenge athletes.
Okay.
So say you're a basketball player, you want to play in wheelchair basketball, so they'll buy your wheelchair.
Oh wow.
And or like say you need a leg.
Yeah.
Right? And those little, bring, bring.
Yeah.
They'll buy some of those,
Blade Runner leg.
Yeah. So on the ride, we had like 14 challenge athletes, and they all had new wheelchairs.
Oh, that's
like
great.
there's a couple of like using their hands to just pedal.
Okay.
So we had those guys, and there's a blind. So check this out. So there was a blind guy there. I forgot his name. James. Anyway, he is a 3-time world champion for blind golf.
Wow.
Yeah, he was riding on the ride down there with his brother.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's great. That's
So
awesome.
Him and his dad go out there, and he lines them up, and he shoots the ball.
That's cool.
Yeah, 3 times. I was like,
Yeah,
what?
that's crazy.
Good for him.
Yeah, and then we had like the women's wheelchair cycle team out there.
Okay.
They came out there the last leg, and we met all those girls, and there was like, it's crazy what this thing does. They help people that want to surf.
That's great.
You know, they get you on the board and have professionals show you. It's just pretty awesome.
But you also do like triathlons, and you go to bike races out in Colorado and California.
Yeah.
You actually set up shop there and help people as they're hurting.
That's right.
That's pretty cool. And then on your hat there, you actually have a custom built out massage trailer.
That's right.
So, let's talk about that a little bit. How did that idea come about?
So I was at, my location was at Katz. Used to be North Austin. They closed down. Went to CG Arena, right? CG Arena. They kicked me out because they had to expand. They needed more office space, like whatever. So they kicked me out.
Yeah.
So then I went to Taylor's gym for like a few months, and then I was like, so I told Allie, from CG, I was like, hey, if I get a trailer, can I park in the parking lot? So we'll talk about it. I don't think she believed me.
Next thing you know, there's an athletic tune-up trailer in the parking lot.
Like, Allie, here you go. What do you think?
It's pretty cool, though.
She's like, okay. So, I've been out there for 2 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's custom painted. It's got the muscles actually painted on it by a local painter, which is pretty cool. But it's convenient. You can just pop over there and get some body work done and then pop out.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's like being outdoors massaging. It's great.
So what are the certifications that you actually have? I saw that we had some acronyms, the BESS, LMT, we know what that is, LMI and CEP.
So there's a licensed massage therapist, licensed instructor, and also a continuing education
provider.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
cool.
also BSS is exercise sports science.
And then you said you have your Bachelor of Science in Exercise. That's good. Where'd you go to school?
I went to like 5 different schools.
Hey, that's me too. I went to a ton of schools.
Hey,
everyone makes fun of me.
Yeah, you got to work and go to school. I was like,
I went to 4 different schools in college.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. So I came from Waco. Waco kid. Thank you. Anyway.
It's Baylor?
So I went to McLennan Community College, Baylor. And then we moved down to Austin, went to ACC. Okay. Went to Houston to Lutton.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a minority there. I'm a minority everywhere I go anyway. But Houston, Lutton. Then I finished up at Southwest Texas. And then I moved to Houston. I went to school at Prairie View A&M for a little while. I got 9 hours of grad.
And you got a son, you got a wife, married
got
here?
a kid, got a wife.
You actually just moved from way North Austin down here into town not long ago.
G-Town, A-Town.
G-Town, Georgetown down to A-Town.
Yeah.
All right. And now actually you helped me for years. Now I'm helping you. What do we got going here? You're working with in my platinum coaching, right?
Hell yeah.
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 So we got Ron working, as a busy guy. He's in there all day working on people. He brought his own homemade beef jerky. I already had a piece. It's delicious. I'm not sure they want to hear me chew on the thing. But he actually signed up with our platinum coaching here. He's working directly with me. So I got him set up with custom meal plans. So Ron, he's in there literally all day, back to back to back to back, no breaking between his clients from 8 to 5.
Usually from 9:30 to about
9
3.
to 5. So he was literally telling me, he's like, Johnny, I literally I don't even have time to eat. Like I'm snacking on things here and there, and I'm just not sure what to do. So I set him up with a plan with food he likes, because he also has to eat with the family at night. So you got to have something that everybody can enjoy. But we got him set up on the plans. He's following that. You've been getting your workouts in?
Yes.
Good. Glad to hear that.
Workouts are easy.
Okay. Workouts are nothing.
It's just eating during the day.
Okay. Yeah. And you got to control it. You start
struggling.
Yeah. You're controlling it though, right? You're tracking everything?
Yeah, I'm tracking everything. Just like eating it like, people coming in, people asking questions, It's part of the job.
Okay, so we got them on the app. The app makes it a lot easier for them, so that way when you do, it's like, oh, I had a handful of almonds there, and I had that there. Then you're able to see the snapshot of like, okay, here's how my day is looking calorie-wise. I've only got 500 calories left to play with. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to map out that way.
Yeah. Last night I had like 200% fat. I was like, what the heck did I eat?
Your coach is going to investigate.
We're going to have to
that in, right?
Yeah, coach is going to investigate. So, but yes, he's been in it. Only been about a few weeks now. So we'll be sure to keep you guys updated with how Ron's doing with his progress.
Well, I had that cheat week when I was in California.
Yeah. Well, he came to me. He's like, I want to lose as much weight in 3 weeks as possible. I was like, Ron, that's not how we do things. He's like, okay. I was like, all right, I'm gonna coach you for 3 months. We'll get you going by the time you get out to your event. But when you get back, we'll get you back on track. So we got him started. Now he's back. Now we're really gonna grind.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Good.
Yeah.
All right. So why don't we move on to the latest in health news? I pulled a cool little article, Ron, that actually relates to you and what you do. This is from the website Medical Daily. The title of the article is Deep Tissue Massage, 5 Health Benefits That Might Surprise You. So we're gonna just discuss this right here. All right. So real quick, we're gonna go down the 5 benefits it says it can offer, and I want to hear from you if you agree, how much you agree, and if you don't agree. Let's put it that way. So number 1, it says it can reduce chronic back pain.
If you do it right.
If you do it right. Okay. So that's up in the air. It just depends.
The reason I say that is because sometimes you have back pain, people just rub your back, it makes it worse.
Correct. Okay. So you need to be, again, addressing the
sometimes it's the quads
origin of the problem.
Right, because your hip is so yeah.
Okay. So if they're addressing the issue properly, it can help to relieve back pain.
Yes.
Now, if it's something like chronic back pain, maybe that's something that's degenerative or like a disc or something.
You can still help out, but if they've gotten so far where, like, you know, the donut, the jelly in the donut and the disc, if the disc is squirted out into your spine, there's only so much you can do. You can kind of help relieve some of the tension, but you're going to have to have like someone to go in and clean it up.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. So that's why we have you here, to make sure that we understand.
But you can prevent it if you catch it early.
There we go.
That's
Catching it early is the biggest prevention. So, all right, second benefit we have here is reduces blood pressure. This one, I was just like,
Is that on the table or off the table?
You're the expert here.
It just depends on what kind of you're getting done. If you're getting
right.
Like some,
so what they're saying here is previous research suggests that deep tissue massage could help manage blood pressure readings in adults with pain and high blood pressure symptoms. Study participants showed improvements after 45 to 60 minutes of massage treatment. That sounds like it might be temporary, if at all.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to definitely get the blood flow going, but
correct. I know if you have chronic high blood pressure due to your lifestyle habits, due
like
to your
salts and
sugars, it's not. It's just body composition and stress, excess body fat and lifestyle issues. So, not going to help with that. Okay, so that one's asterisk next to that one. Mm-hmm. Third one. Now, this one is interesting to me because I've seen a lot of, I guess you could say, personalities in this space of physical therapists and doctors on social media talking about number 3, which is reduce scar tissue and adhesions. Mm-hmm. I'm seeing a lot of posts from DPTs and people that are advanced in that field that it's not necessarily that you can make scar tissue completely go away. Like, I guess it takes a lot more force, is what they are saying, than somebody can apply with their hands to actually address something like that. What are your thoughts?
So my experience, that's what I look for, scar tissue and like adhesions, right? Because I can actually break it up.
Mm-hmm. And let's real quick, what's an adhesion?
Adhesion is like you've had an old injury and it's just kind of just healed. Right. Okay. Anything that happens inside the body.
Okay. And it could be stagnant blood, scar tissue combination.
Usually scar tissue.
Okay.
Basically, or
okay.
Sometimes, that's basically what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because here we go, another tangent. I have a lot of soapboxes here. But anyway, so like scar tissue, like that's what I look for. Like, overuse of the arm, you can find scar tissue, break it up, and you get that muscle working again. They have now dry needling,
mm-hmm.
Which I know you had that,
mm-hmm.
which, I think there's some good to that. But if you don't do it right, I don't think it's going to work.
Correct.
Anytime you go inside the body,
mm-hmm.
the body's going to heal itself.
Mm-hmm.
So any kind of surgery, any kind of poke, prick, there's some kind of scar tissue. So
right.
If you don't do it right, it's going to build up.
I agree, because if you go to dry needling and just let them needle you and then don't do anything else, this shit ain't going to work.
Right.
That's called passive therapy. You need to have active therapy. So they go and dry needle me. Mm-hmm. Then I go to the gym and do 30 minutes of corrective exercise mm-hmm. and stretching to make sure that it heals properly.
Yeah.
So that's the difference.
Yeah.
But you're so in any event, the idea of breaking up scar tissue and adhesions, it's something that can be done.
Yeah, because I can feel it. I mean, I know you felt it before.
Oh, for sure. and that's why I would see these posts and I'm like, and these guys are respectable people, but it's just like, I don't know if I agree with that, because I feel like we have definitely been able to, maybe not necessarily in one session, but over time address and break up adhesions and scar tissue, and like literally I can feel the difference.
Yeah.
So that was my question. Okay, so it can help with scar tissue, reduction of scar tissue and adhesions. What about like moving around and breaking up the fascia and that sort of thing?
That's another topic, man.
Oh, I got good ones.
Yeah. Fascia, people are so like concerned about the fascia. The fascia is good. It's just like a bag around the muscle.
Right. It's just like a cellophane wrap, right?
Right.
Yeah. It's
not,
the fibers you need to be concerned with.
It's not what's moving the body.
Right.
The muscles are actually moving the body. The fascia's around it to hold it in place.
Right.
So people are concentrating on breaking up fascia. I'm like, okay.
We're overturning a lot of stones here,
Yeah,
Ron.
but I mean, you're working with so basically, if you're breaking up scar tissue, you're working on the fascia that is kind of adhered to the muscle. So yeah, but it's not. They're like that's all to be all. Just stretch the skin and stretch the fascia. That's gonna get your muscle. No, you got to get the muscle moving.
You have to get the muscle.
Yeah.
Moving. Okay, that makes sense.
You've seen people like in the gym, they're like this, and their muscle can't get to a certain point. Well.
Oh, I see a lot of those people.
Or
dudes that hang their arms down. They're like perpetually like this. I'm like, bro,
you got
to stretch a little bit, dog.
What's not allowing that movement?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, number 4, helps with labor pain and delivery. Have you worked on any pregnant ladies?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think that one I've heard that getting light massage around during that time is something that can be beneficial.
And that's pretty cool too. Like I've been in the industry for like forever, 20-something years. And so, I used to do, the spa stuff and, I worked with pregnant women. And when it comes down to it, the pregnant women, they like the good stuff. They don't care about the all, petting you and stuff. They want to like break up my back, get it going, because, they can't lay on their stomach or on their back, but they lay on their side. And I can get a lot of movement in their glutes, and then they're like, oh my gosh, it feels so good, on their feet.
Because they're sitting a lot, and then they got that extra weight constantly pulling them, kind of rounding everything forward.
And then women, when they get to a certain point, they don't freaking care. They're like, just do whatever you do.
Just fix me, please.
And that's why I said, no one's going to touch you like I do.
All right. Number 5, treats arthritis symptoms.
So that's if you do it right. Because the arthritis, a lot of times that comes with a lot of overuse, right?
Degenerative over time.
Because there's a lot of rubbing on the bones, so the body will say, hey, we need some more support, so make more bone. That's when the arthritis starts coming in. And so if you can kind of get it before it gets too bad, you can release the tension of the muscles that go across the joint,
right,
and kind of relieve that, and it won't.
But it's only like that one's an asterisk too. It's only so much. Like if you have RA or you're gonna have some pain associated with. You can probably help it.
Yeah, because people have their bones that just grow arthritis. But like I said, if you can't stop that, but you can stop the tension of the muscles on the joint. So
that makes sense. Well, I agree with you on all those, Ron. I saw the article earlier and I thought it was interesting. I was like, well, some of these, I don't know. But
well, because I've touched you.
Yes, we have touched each other. All right, now let's move on to Jim fails to fixes. Ray, why don't you pull up our latest fail? And as always, guys, this is all in lighthearted fun. All we're looking to do here in the Six Pack Lab is help out some of our fellow gym goers.
Wait, do you want me to comment on this?
We're going to.
Sure.
No, this is Jim fails to fixes, bro. That's why we're here.
This is what we're here for.
Yeah. So why don't we go ahead and for our viewers that are listening at home on the Apple Podcast, since you can't see the video, I'll try to do my best to explain what's going on.
Alrighty. So set the scene.
Set the scene. Okay, we are in what looks like a local gym. It's a big wide open space. It's nothing like a commercial gym. It just looks like a little local gym. I see some ellipticals, cardio equipment. This guy looks like he has the CrossFit bar set up. Looks like he has an Olympic bar loaded with 135 pounds on it. Nope, 115. That's 115.
Oh, sorry.
It could be an Anytime Fitness. It does kind of look like that.
All right.
So the scene is set.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Let's go. All right. So we are doing walking lumbar curls.
Wannabe lunges.
Wannabe lunge curls. So looks like he has made up an exercise. And he is he is taking steps. So he'll take a step with his left leg, and while he takes the step, he uses his lower back to swing the weight up into a curl. Then he'll take another step, drop the bar, and another step, and then swing it back up. So he's doing walking bent over curls is what that looks like. Ron, let's analyze here.
All right.
Let's analyze here.
So first of all, look at the feet.
Okay.
All right. So his feet are not square.
They are all over
And
the place.
Steps, they're kind of like curling in. He's curling his toes to stop him from falling.
His feet are not flat.
Yeah.
They are not gripped on the ground.
Not even pushing off on his feet.
Very off balance, right?
Yeah, his knees making me nervous when he's off balance. I'm scared.
Yeah.
So his first step, his foot is angled in. So
It's like wobbly.
the reason Ron's going to bring this up is because, guys, when you're exercising and doing squats and doing lunges and stuff, you need to pay attention to your gait, which is the direction of your feet. Your feet shouldn't be like this or that. They should be, for the most part, pointed straight forward.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Like his foot's turned sideways and his knee's about to blow out. Look at that. And he fixes it.
All right. So feet need some work. We need to straighten out the feet. What's next?
Well, the problem is first of all, he can't even do a regular lunge. You can just tell. Look. I mean, first of all, you got to break it down.
Yeah, it looks like he is trying to lunge too, actually.
Yeah, you need to do a lunge.
So this is a walking lunge curl. This is a walking lunge curl. He is trying to lunge, but he's not going down very far.
Yeah, and he can't control that weight for one.
Yeah, he's way above his weight.
Oh, the weight, is way too much weight. He probably should have an empty bar or a PVC pipe.
You should probably have nothing.
Okay, so his feet are all jacked up, which is going to lead eventually to an issue with the knee. Let's talk about the lower back, Ron. What's he got going here?
Pain. He's got a belt, right? Is that a belt?
He actually, we can't even see it. He has chains. Ladies and gentlemen, with just new development in the video, he is wearing chains around his chest, I just noticed, to make it more difficult, I guess. Okay, so now we have the chains. So he's wearing chains.
Yeah.
Okay, so as he steps, he's literally dipping his chest and exposing his lumbar and lower back.
I think he's doing a hip thruster at the same time.
So that's just not good for the back, right?
No.
Clearly. No. Okay, so what's next? What else do we need to address here?
Besides the weight, I mean, look at his
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. He's just not controlling the weight.
Compensating the whole thing.
He's just not controlling. The most important portion of any exercise is the eccentric motion, which is the negative, which is like when you do a curl, it's actually lowering it back down.
Yeah.
And he's only worried about the contraction.
And
he's worried about getting it up, and then he's just letting it go.
Because it's too heavy, man.
That's exactly right. So whoever you are at home, we just wish that you would maybe pick one exercise to go with first. Master that. Make sure your feet are pointed straight forward, and don't jeopardize your lumbar.
Or how about
like
this?
that.
Break it down. Say, okay, first do a lunge, then see if I can do that curl, that weight on that curl, and then see if I can travel with the lunge, and then put it together.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should break it down like that.
You could do it like that, or you could just do like a superset or a triset. Start off doing lunges, and then you move into barbell curls, and then you move into hip thrusts if that's what he's trying to do.
I think you should just call Jonny.
Just call Jonny.
Hire Jonny as a platinum coach.
Exactly.
All right, guys, that's all we got for today's Gym Fails to Fixes. Now we're going to switch gears, move it to Throwback Thursday. TBT. One of my favorite parts, TBT, hashtag PBT. We're going to highlight one of our clients' awesome transformations that we've had. And today we're going to talk about our buddy Carl F. out of Boise, Idaho. Carl's been a client of ours for about a year, 33 years young. When Carl started with us, Carl was about just under 300 pounds. So there's Carl. He's a big guy. I think I got two before photos for you, Ray, if you want to pull up the other one as well.
Yeah, I got
There we
this.
go. So Carl's a big guy, as you can see. He's about 6'3", I think, if I remember correctly when I was talking to him.
Yeah.
Starting weight 297. So go up to the first picture. So as you see there, he doesn't, like in that picture, if you were just to not know how tall he was, he doesn't look that big, but he's a big dude. So that's definitely every bit of 300 pounds.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. So he actually followed our Ketox program, which was our keto-based program. And you saw a lot of success with that. And he also implemented some fasting as well. So why don't you go ahead and scroll down to where Carl's at now?
Let's take a look.
Look at Carl.
Look at Carl.
My dude, Carl.
That's 100 pounds. That's a human. Carl lost a human.
Right.
Okay. And over the period of time, that's, guys, a lot of you at home is like, oh my God, I got to be able to do it in a year. Carl's one of the bell curve outliers. I like to say he did it in a really short amount of time. Did a fantastic job. Lost a lot of weight. Don't compare yourself to Carl, because Carl just had fantastic results. But man, what a amazing job. Carl he said he's actually just starting a new job too. So when you take control of your life, when you take control of your lifestyle habits,
everything starts to align.
Bottom line.
Yeah.
You're happier with yourself. He even said, I was like, Carl, do you have any other like before pictures, maybe one without your shirt on or whatever? He's like, I've been looking, and he messaged me the next day. He's like, I've been looking. I guess I just didn't like to take pictures of myself before.
Dang.
And I was like,
It's crazy.
that makes sense. But now we got the shirtless selfies from Carl.
Nice.
Great job, brother,
beaches,
man.
All the pools.
So, yeah. So now if you guys at home, if you have a transformation, if you're one of our customers, you followed one of our programs, you had amazing weight loss or whatever, go ahead and send those into team@SixpackAbs.com for your chance to be featured here on the Six Pack Lab. We'll send you a free gift. Carl, I sent you a couple free suppies, man. Hope you enjoy those. And now, moving on, let's go ahead and move to our rapid fire.
This is my favorite part.
Definitely your favorite part. Ron Vaughn, are you ready?
Hey, I forgot to give you something.
Oh, I got a treat. Hold on. Pause the rapid fire round. Hang on.
We switching
Stick
it up?
fresh. What do we got?
I brought you a sticker.
You brought me a sticker. Oh, Ron, thank you, man. So is this goes anywhere? This can go in my cup?
Go in your cup.
Oh, it's going on the cup. I get 2?
You get 2.
Perfect. Going
Yeah.
on the cups.
Yeah.
Got my stickers.
And we could put one here if you want to.
So if you want to reach out to Ron, athletictuneup.com. He is local here to Austin, so clearly you kind of need to be in the Austin area. But he is a busy
You
guy.
don't have to be.
He is a busy guy.
I'll fly anywhere.
Yeah, he'll fly anywhere if you
Yeah.
pay the price. I will say he's a busy guy. You're booked out how far?
2 months?
2 months. So get on the schedule.
Yes.
If you need to, go to athletictuneup.com. You also do have other therapists now.
I do. Some of the guys I train, they,
So you'll get the same style of,
yeah,
for the most part. You're not going
Yeah.
to get the OG.
that's right.
Not going to get the original treatment.
Close.
But close.
But so if I haven't touched you yet, the guys that touch you, you'll be like, oh, this is awesome. But then when you come to me, it's kind of like, you go on that date, man, that guy was like,
You order a filet, but you get flank steak.
Oh, man. Be pissed. Yeah, he'd be like,
but,
Man,
but
bring
no,
a little
but
salt and some A1, please.
Something.
it's still, you'll enjoy it because it's going to be way better than what's out there right now because they don't have the same concept.
Yep. And you've actually come here to the office and worked on some of the guys here
yeah.
at the office a few times. We'll come in, set up shop, work on us.
I'll
make us
do
feel
that again
better.
sometime.
Yeah, we'll
Heck
get
yeah.
that going.
I do that a lot. Well, I used to go to 101X. I used to work on Deb's butt all the time. That's why she calls me the butt man.
The butt man. We'll definitely have to get that line back up. I think our new owners might need to try you out.
I think
Yeah.
they'll be interested.
I think they will be interested. All right. So athletictuneup.com. If you want to see Ron, you can schedule there. You can contact him there, or you can schedule with one of his other massage therapists. Now, rapid fire round. You ready, bud?
Oh, wait. I also brought you this, too.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I know what these are.
You know what these are?
I know these are representative of your muscles.
The muscles.
That's how your actual muscles look in a eccentric and a concentric.
Yes. So the way I
Stretch
explain
and
to people
contraction.
before we do rapid fire,
Okay.
rapid muscle.
We're gonna learn. Put on
Yeah.
your thinking caps, ladies and gentlemen.
Drop some knowledge.
All right, here we go. So a good, healthy muscle looks like this. You see that?
Yep.
All right. Oh, you got your finger stuck.
Got my finger
That's
stuck.
a
Okay.
Chinese.
All right.
So,
Okay. Healthy muscle.
like a real tight compressed muscle kind of looks like this. You hardly ever get that unless you're like doing biceps and you don't extend it all the way. You may
Right.
get
Like if
something
you're always doing like half-ass curls
Yeah.
like this all the time.
yeah, you may get this.
You can. And then when you try to put your arms down, they're gonna look like this.
Right.
Okay. So that's
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Now, what I see most of the time is overstretch, overuse muscle.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
So, all you yoga people, you can text, you can whatever.
You can hate on us if you
Yeah.
want. It's okay. We love yoga too.
Yoga, I love yoga, but when you get to this point and you keep trying to stretch it, you're not stretching anything. You're forcing the muscle to change and get longer, but you're not. That's not healthy.
It's not good for the muscle.
Yeah. So overstretching
Correct.
can be bad.
Can be bad
Correct.
too.
Yeah.
So, for example, like let's say it's like a Major League Baseball pitcher. I've seen them where they have one arm literally longer than the other, similar to something like that. Correct.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So
Overstretched, overused, not healthy.
yeah. So what I do is I go and like massage the muscle, break up the scar tissue, and then the fibers get where they can get some blood. So then you move the muscle.
And what's in that blood, Ron?
Depends what you ate the next day.
Well, oxygen and nutrients. I was trying to play too. Oxygen and nutrients are in the blood
Yeah, and water.
and water. The muscles need that.
Yeah. So anyway, you pump it up.
Okay.
It gets healthy, and
Okay.
it stays that way.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Then you can stretch it and go back.
There you go.
Think about a range of motion. So when people stretch, they overstretch. Think about range of motion. Can you actually do this movement, or do you have to force it? Because what happens, this is where the injuries come in. You overstretch the muscle, and the joint is not moving properly, so the joint hits each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you start deterioration of the joint.
Right.
That's what happens with the back.
Right.
People sit, they're sitting like this all day,
Mm-hmm.
and they want to stretch more, but they never get up and
Loosen it up.
Yeah.
Get the blood flow in there.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Visual representation
Yeah.
often helps.
So like, think of it. So anytime you work out a muscle, think about it as doing a bicep curl. It's biceps easy, right?
Right.
You can go,
Contraction,
right. So in other words,
eccentric.
right.
Right. Stretch and
So,
contraction.
Yes.
Oh.
So when you do a deadlift, if you're not doing this to your hamstrings, you're not getting your hamstrings. You're just kind of overstretching,
Right.
and it never really relaxes.
Right.
So any kind of muscle work you do, can you relate it to the bicep?
I see in a lot of people like lifters in that they might get real strong or start to get strong in a certain exercise, but
Yeah.
no more muscle,
Yeah. Well, what happens? The muscle gets
no more muscle growth.
turned into a cable,
Correct.
right? So
Yeah.
it's like a suspension bridge. It's like this. It's holding you,
Yeah.
but there's no functional
Yeah.
movement.
You're not going to be able to achieve hypertrophy.
That's right.
Maximal growth.
Exactly.
All
It's going
right.
to be the same.
Science.
Science.
Thanks for that visual representation, Ron. I appreciate that.
Hey.
That does help our viewers at home a lot.
My pleasure.
I
All
learned
right.
Something.
Let's do it. Rapid fire round. Are you ready?
All right.
Can I do it now?
Let's go. All right, Ronnie. What I'm going to do is just ask you a series of questions. I just want you to answer. Pops into your head. Okay, you ready?
Pops in my head.
First
All right.
answer.
Where are you from?
Wake up.
Where'd you go to school?
Which school? High school?
College.
College. I tell you that
Yeah,
5 different colleges.
This is, bro, you answer the first question on top of your head. This is the rapid fire round.
Where'd
Let's
you
go.
graduate?
Texas State.
All right. Favorite color?
Black.
Favorite number?
13.
Favorite song currently on your playlist?
Pandora's Monster Hair Band.
Monster Hair Ballads on Pandora
Yes,
playlist.
yes.
Okay. All right. Favorite exercise?
Eating. No.
That's the next question. Favorite exercise?
Favorite exercise.
Stretcher.
Softball.
Softball.
Softball. Good answer for your coach. Favorite sport?
Favorite sport. Softball.
Favorite sports team?
No, football. The Cowboys.
Favorite sports team? Oh, Cowboys? Okay. Favorite place you've traveled?
So far, Cancun.
Least favorite place you've traveled?
That's a hard question.
Colleen.
Favorite body part to work on?
The butt man.
Butt man. Favorite thing about being in LMT?
Me helping people out.
Helping people out.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. All right, Ray. That's all we got for the rapid fire round. Ron, I do want to thank you so much for coming in today, brother.
Yeah, brother.
I really do appreciate it. As always, Ray is going to throw all the links to the articles and information about everything we talked about in today's episode into the description. Those of you at home, if you have some questions, feel free to comment below. I know Ron's on YouTube. Ron will hop in and answer some questions if you have some specific questions, maybe about the body or something.
Yeah, check out my YouTube channel. Man.
Yeah, Ron's got his own YouTube channel. If you want to work with Ron, athletictuneup.com. He's also on social media at athletictuneup. And then let's see what else we got. Today we talked about a little article. We busted a few myths in that article. We did a little gym fails to fixes. We talked about Carl and his transformation. Great job, Carl. Keep that up. And for those of you at home, if you have transformations, please send them into team@SixpackAbs.com. As always, your host, Jonny Catanzano. I really enjoyed it. Let's see you guys next time. Six Pack Abs, Six Pack Lab. Later.
Out.